Hello, this is Kira of Kira K Designs, and I'm going to show you the way that I like to weave in yarn tails. And I'm going to demonstrate this on stockinette stitch or stocking stitch because it's a little easier to understand than most. So I thread up my tail, I'm going to weave the blue into the blue, and I like to go diagonally, so I'm going to start pretty close to where my yarn's coming out, but not going right through where it came out because that might make things come undone. And it's okay if I go through this section that is overlapping blue and green. Now to go diagonally, it really helps to have a curved needle, but you can do it with a straight needle. Either way, you can only catch one strand of yarn at a time, and your needle is drawing little circles in the air, so that each time you're catching the strand of yarn that's both up a little and over a little from the one that you just got. And when you've done your full pass, I usually go for about 6 or 8 of these bumps. You can see that the needle is on a nice 45-degree angle. It's quite covered up on this side, and if you flip it over, you don't see it at all. I'm going to do something wrong here. I just went straight up. When you flip it over, you can see this shine of the needle right there, which means that it isn't quite in the right place, and you want to try it over again. And then back out of that. Everything else is good. I'll pull it through gently. I don't want to yank, so as soon as I feel any resistance, there's no extra yarn here, I'm done. I'm going to turn and come down right next to it. You can turn the whole work around, but I've done this a lot, so I don't tend to. It does help to have the bend of the needle going a little bit opposite the way you are heading, so it'll help you scoop up your strands. You should go a little bit shorter distance this time, maybe 5 or 6 bumps instead of 6 to 8. Pull it through. Now for most yarns, this is plenty. If you have a slippery yarn or a loose knit, you might want to do a 3rd pass, but normally 2 passes is good, and I will cut it flush. Now I like this method because it still stretches both vertically and horizontally. It's quite hard to see on the wrong side of the work and totally invisible on the right side. And because you have that switchback turn where it's turned 180 degrees really tightly, it's really unlikely to work its way out. I'll do one more to demonstrate. Here in the corner, again, I'm going to not go right where it came out of, because that might cause the whole thing to unravel, but pretty close. And I'm catching these horizontal bumps, which are basically the purl stitches shown on the wrong side. One at a time, little circles with my needle. I've got about 6 to 8 of them. I'm going to stop here because I'm out of that color and I don't want to run into the blue, although it's okay to go through where they overlap. Pull it through gently. When I don't have extra yarn, I'm done. I don't want to yank. And I'm going to turn it. This time I'll turn all the way around and head right back. This method is called diagonal darning. And in books that have 3 or 4 ways of tucking in ends, this is probably one of them. But if I had a book, this would be the only one because this is what I do all the time on all kinds of different stitch patterns, because again, you don't lose your stretch. Very hard to see on the wrong side, totally invisible on the right side.